He's in the house.
Hey!
And he's like fading down and everything. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to 87. The 87 podcast or 87?
87.
87 podcast, episode number 2. We've got our first ever guest. This is pretty sick. Inja, welcome to the podcast, mate.
Hello there, boys. What are you saying? Thank you
good.
for having me.
This is wicked. So, first ever guest. How does that feel?
Oh, like amazing. Cherry popping, always. It's called me Mary.
So,
I knew you'd do it. I knew.
What do you mean?
so you two are mates.
We are.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. What happened?
How did we meet? We met through work, really. Well, no, actually, no, we didn't. We met through COVID.
Yeah, we met through COVID. Someone sent me a link to you putting it out there to offer vehicles and offer help and assistance.
We spoke about this last week.
We
Yeah,
did. I was just going to say, it's quite a funny one.
That's interesting. That's the reason, because we actually spoke about this last week. That's good.
Yeah. And I saw that and I was like, oh, well, yeah, that's definitely like worth some time because I'm all about goodness and people just being good and showing love, and how could I not? And then I was like, he was like very appreciative. I was like, no, man, it's no worries. But I was like, but if I ever have any issues with my vehicle, can I give you a call?
You didn't say that, really.
No, I didn't. No. I was like, right,
That's what you were thinking.
I've got a fleet of...
You're like, right, if I make friends with this geezer.
The same day, didn't I?
Right, I've got a load of tanks and armoured vehicles I need looking at. Like, no.
You do rockets.
Like, yeah.
No, it was good. And I woke up that morning and I had so many notifications on social media. I was like, what is going on here? Scroll to the bottom to find your post, and then we came out.
Well, it was just you know, someone doing something good for the community, and that's in my eyes a very
You've done plenty
thing.
of that, haven't you?
Yeah.
Loads. So you're local, yeah?
Yeah.
We're like literally Cambridge?
Yeah, Cambridge. Yeah.
All right, cool. Anyone listening who don't know who Inja is, tell everyone about what you do, where you come from.
Everyone knows who Inja is.
Take us. No, they might not. Take us back to the beginning.
Well, for those that don't,
Where did it all start?
I'm Inja. It started. Music is the journey and the course of life that I've chosen. It's something that I love with a passion. I love performing. I really enjoy entertaining people, and just through that love, I've been granted the opportunities to travel the world, the country, multiple times, and entertain people. And it's mainly through music, through the art of words. I'm a writer, so I'm a writer mainly, so I get to play with words. And I've managed to get a career out of playing with words, mate. And it's like, you know,
There's worse careers out there.
There is. And for the kid at school that could, like, you know, I had a speech impediment when I was young, could hardly speak, very dyslexic, never finished school. I've managed to defy the odds and use words to my benefit.
Right.
Isn't that true?
Love that.
I'm a little bit like that. Not a wordsmith like yourself, but I struggle talking and stuff. And now what I'm doing is kind of funny, but I still sound like a dumb cunt when I'm talking.
No, you don't. What are you talking about?
I trip over my words real bad.
Well, you know, we'll pick you up, don't worry. Got a couple of us here.
All right, cool. So,
Where's the coolest place you've been around the travelling you mentioned?
Oh, the coolest place. One of the places that sticks out to my heart is one of the coolest places is definitely Sardinia.
Okay.
Like, there's a
where is that? Greece?
No, it's an Italian island.
Yeah,
okay, sorry.
So
yeah.
I think it's above Sicily, if my memory is
Sounds
correct. Yeah, like one of the most beautiful places in the world. Went there to do a festival, and like I turned up at this place and saw what was going on. And to everyone that I know that had been going there and working there for years, going there on holiday or whatever, I turned around to them all and I was like, I feel like I've just been let into the biggest secret that none of you cunts have told me in years.
Really, yeah?
Like, yeah, because it was like, you know, mind the language, but it was like I was that like shocked and astounded by it.
What is it like the beauty of it, or the vibe, or the what?
Everything. So like, first of all, I love food, yeah, and I love good food. I've been to Italy multiple times. They're very regional about like, yes, our region does the best, whatever, and it's like that across every region in Italy. I turned up in Sardinia and I met people from all of these regions in Italy, and they were like, yeah, no, like Sardinia's got the best food.
Yeah.
Like, we think Sardinia's got the best food. And I'm like, rah, like, you regional people that are like...
You believe.
Yeah. And like, you know, went around there. Flavours, tastes were amazing. Golden beaches, white sand beaches, not even golden. So we're talking like platinum beaches, man. Like,
yeah.
and this place was... I remember getting out of my hotel on the first day and everyone was like, yeah, the party's down on the beach, innit? So like I've gone
I want to
down.
go.
I've gone down.
Can we do the next podcast in Sardinia,
Why have
please?
you not took me?
Because it's the last year, bro. Like, no one was on. Like, but literally, like, I got down to the beach, and apart from the fact that there was like this amazing stage and loads of people raving, like next to it were literally bare Italian holiday people, like from all over,
nice.
like loving life, like looking amazing. And I was like, everyone was just getting on, and it was really nice. But like, what I loved the most about this festival was pretty much all the festivals, they're either day festivals, so like they start at like midday, finish at before midnight or whatever, or they are like multiple days, just like full on. And this place, they had their beach party, and I think it's definitely got to have something to do with the culture that we were in Sardinia. But once the beach party was done, everyone was like, right, okay, like everything's off for a couple of hours. You can go and sort yourself out. Go to one of these number of amazing restaurants, like, and then there'd be an early evening party, and then after the early evening party, they'd do the same thing again. Right, time out. Go bars, go food.
Sounds so organised. It's like an organised party. That's amazing.
So when you got back on stage, you must have been steaming.
Oh mate, well I'm a lightweight with alcohol anyway, so it's like a couple of drinks, and I'm like, couple of drinks, and I'm gone anyway. So I always have to be reserved when it comes to the drinking. But it was more the fact of like, you go and see these amazing shows, and then like half an hour afterwards, you could be in a beautiful restaurant eating the most amazing food, having the best drinks, and then go and have a bath, shower, get yourself fresh, and then the evening party, and then the next one. So it was kind of like the first sophisticated festival I'd ever been to, because like normally they're completely mental.
Yeah. Have you been to a festival?
Yeah, I went to. I'm not sure how much of this I can say. SGP. Went to
Secret Garden Party.
Yeah, twice, man. Fucking hell, that changed me.
Oh, it's changed a lot of people's lives out there, mate. Old Rippington, yeah? Is that what it is?
Abbott's Ripton.
Abbott's Ripton, that's
Have
the
you
one.
been to?
Yeah.
So I went the first year.
That look, man.
I went the first year, and it was brilliant, man. It's like a very artsy. There's like stages in the woods and stuff, and when it goes dark, things happen, and like, you know,
what happened?
Anything can happen, mate.
Like there's lakes, there's like floating pagodas. Like,
Oh yeah, people diving in the lakes. They burn a ship in the lake.
Yeah, it's mad. So what I'm saying, after dark,
Did
things
this
happen.
actually happen, or was you?
No, this is real.
There's photos, displays. There's like, it's got like an insane layout of the. It's like a perfect. There's like a boxing ring with. Do you remember this? And then like hay bale stadium around it, and like people
Was
were
you
off their nut in
performing, or
there.
was you
I
buying?
performed, yeah.
People were going off their
What, on the
nuts.
burning ship?
No, not that one. That's a spectacular for the Sunday night. That's like the closing ceremony.
Sounds weird, man.
Yeah, it is weird. That's what I'm saying. When it goes dark, obviously you're partaking in festival activities, so you know you're having fun. The second time I went, I said I'll never go back to the festival. I was afraid to change me.
When was that?
Did it
having
rain?
nightmares.
Was it one of the muddy years?
It rained, but that wasn't about because of the rain.
See, I was trying to give you a side path there,
Yeah,
bro.
because of the rain, Inja. Yeah, it rained bad.
Oh,
I got wet. I was wetter than an otter's pocket. That's what I was.
What are you going to say, bottom?
Oh,
Nah, it was
mate.
good.
So you wouldn't recommend it then, no?
No, I loved it. It was good. But we just went a bit hard. Got really wet, like way too wet. I didn't take my snorkeling gear or nothing.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm saying?
no wetsuits.
You dived
Inja.
straight in, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went really deep. Like, I think I was pretty wet before the festival even opened, to be fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No swimming shoes?
No, 'cause
like flippers, nothing?
I had a crew pass, Inja, so we got in. There was a crew.
So we're talking straight up Speedos?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it, no towel.
So Wednesday, I went
Can you
Wednesday night.
imagine?
Yeah. I don't know how we can use these innuendos. Like, so let's
we
just say
shouldn't.
before it opened, I nearly drowned a few times.
Oh, boy. Because you had a crew pass.
Yeah.
Dangerous things they are, mate.
Yeah, because the party.
Someone offers you one of them, turn it down.
The Wednesday night party was the best one of the whole thing before it even opened.
Yeah. The crew parties genuinely are.
This is funny as well. My dad got me. I said, Dad, I need a tent, and my dad owns a fishing tackle shop, Inja, right? And he gave me a bivvy. There's one key difference with a bivvy to a normal tent.
He hasn't got a fucking front.
He hasn't got a fucking front.
He stitched you up, didn't he?
No, the worst
He
thing.
stitched you up, Dad.
Or
Can
a
I have
ground
tent?
sheet. Or a ground sheet. So I put the
you
tent
bought them
up.
extra.
I know. But he gave me one that was like there'd been a Part X on some other rods or something.
Wait there. What did you do to piss him off?
No, I know. He said, look,
What did you do?
He said, look, I haven't got any in stock. But you can have this one. I put it up and I thought, I stood there in front of it like, this ain't right. I can see the grass underneath it.
Did you give him a ring?
Yeah, of course I did. He said, you have to, well, it didn't come with a ground sheet, mate. You have to get that yourself. Oh, what am I going to nip down to fucking Mountain Warehouse and now get one?
So you're already wet at this point.
I'm soaking.
Soaking wet.
Yeah.
In his Speedos.
Yeah.
With no front on his fucking bivvy. Oh, mate.
It was bad.
That's why you're not going back, because you had an open bivvy.
No, I'll go back. It was good.
Yeah. Right. What, as Aquaman next time, right?
Perhaps we could... Yeah.
So what's it like for you going to a festival, Inja? Like, you've got to be professional, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you obviously get to party afterwards, or is it you on to the next festival? Like, what's it like?
Well, normally it's pretty much on to the next ones. So yeah, like...
Your schedule's mad, isn't it?
The schedule is hectic, but the festivals are amazing. Just to turn up at the ones that I get to work at and just see, like, I love people watching.
Yeah,
so,
that's the best.
I've managed to get myself in a position where people watching
I'd
is
have loved
in
to have people
abundance.
watched him that day.
Do you know what I mean?
Honestly.
He'd have been great.
I was doing teddy bear rolls down the hill.
Hey.
Out of the bivvy.
With the bivvy as a cake.
Probably.
But yeah, no, it's just like, performing is something that I love. Seeing new people every time I perform is amazing. Seeing their reactions, gauging all that is brilliant, and it's so much fun. And turning up at these places, sometimes I'm
They're
literally
spectacles, aren't they, as well?
I'm literally like shipped into something because I'll drop my car off, they'll pick me up in a buggy, they'll take me in, and it's basically like sometimes it's like driving into Mad Max, but in real life.
Can we on that subject? Can we talk about the dent in your bonnet?
Oh God! Right, so
Here we go.
I turned up at a place recently. Went into the wrong car park. I'm ringing up the promoter. Can't get through to the promoter to find out where I'm meant to be. And then all of a sudden, this woman has literally come out of nowhere screaming at me, "You're so-and-so." I didn't even know the name that she was calling, but it weren't my name. I was like, "Nah, I'm not that guy." And then she starts trying to get into my van, like literally
Bad,
trying every door, like locked everything fast. It's like, oh my God. Now, she's then gone from trying to get in to like, I don't want to drive quickly because this woman's off her rocker, and like I'm in a van. She's soaking, bruv.
She's wet?
Soaking, like soaked, mate. Soaked like water baby. Like,
A water baby. Yeah. A big water baby.
A big water baby, not a little water baby.
Oh man.
Like.
So she would have taken some stopping.
And
That's not a record, baby.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh, a big one.
Yeah,
A
bro.
2-man job.
Like, and flipping.
2-man baby job.
And literally, she's then like, she's shouting and screaming at me, and I'm like, I don't want to hurt this woman. I can't drive forward quickly because she's now kind of come in front of me. I'm about to if I reverse off, she's like got her hands all over the vehicle, like, so I'm trying to reverse off slowly, and she's managed to, I do not know how, managed to grab onto the inside of the bonnet by the windscreen wipers and jump onto the bonnet, and she's sitting on the bonnet, dented. She's sitting on the bonnet like this. I can see the world, I can see the world and the holy universe.
How did the world look from your point of view right then?
Not my cup of tea. Milk, no sugar these days. But yeah, and then she's like, literally, she's screaming at me. So then I'm like, right, I can't really go if I try and drive forward, whack the brakes on. We're on gravel, we're in a massive gravel car park. I don't want to hurt anyone. So then, the promoter,
she didn't care about.
If you need to,
but at the same time, it's I don't in my brain, I'm like, just put your foot down, whack your brakes on, and then I'm like, no, but I don't want to hurt anyone, because my heart's like, you can't hurt her. She's obviously
probably fucking hurt herself. Imagine what she's thinking the next day. I just showed Inja my whole life.
My whole world.
She just showed him the last 10 years of life.
And then the promoter's called me back now, and I'm like, bruv, you need to get over to this car park. There's this woman on my bonnet, and he's like, oh my God, we can see you. Literally, 4 people run down, promoter, security, whatever, and they've literally picked her up and dragged her off. And then I've gone to the promoter, jump in, you can show me where to go, innit? And he's jumped in, and he's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, these things happen, innit? He was like, no, she got kicked out earlier today. She had an argument with the hot dog man. She broke his stool. She broke the hot dog stand. This is not a joke, bro. She broke the hot dog stand, ripped pieces
exactly
off,
what
and
I
then
said.
started beating his hot dog stand with his own hot dog stand. Like, and he was like, yeah, we thought we'd got rid of her. And I was like, you know, and then he's like, so what do you want us to do? Do you want us to, like, we're calling the police on her anyway. And I was like, I don't get me involved. She's going to feel shame anyway, with regardless of what's going to happen.
So the bonnet is a big dent?
Yeah, there's definitely a dent in the bonnet. He saw it and laughed. He's like, oh yeah, that's it.
What have you been doing?
He'd have said, how did that happen? And then you proceeded to tell him the story and you're like, no way.
When we got to the hot dog stand, that's
Yeah.
when I did the same as you and was like, what the fuck? It's a bit like a secret garden party story.
Yeah,
isn't it?
mate.
Oh, mate, it's like, but
I
yeah.
know, this isn't for
But
me.
she sounded pretty relentless. You got to give it to her a little bit, yeah?
She's just wet, mate.
Soaking. Water babies,
Yeah,
innit?
yeah, literally speedos, mate.
Yeah. Full on. And the thing is, it's like, when people can be like that way inclined, it's like, I don't want to ramp it up anymore. Because
Mate, to be
you
fair,
don't
she
know where
probably
they're going to
had
go.
no, she probably don't even remember this.
Literally. You
That's
could
If you're
tell.
listening, if you remember being on a bonnet, right?
And being dragged off.
Showing into everything.
Oh, God. There's a sight I'm seeing and I
So
don't want to.
when was this then? Recently?
This was like last month.
Wow. I've got to ask, what's it like performing again after, what is it, like 18 months of fucking shit? It must be. It's electric, yeah?
Yeah. It's brilliant. It's great. You know?
Have you
It's
noticed the
something-
difference with the crowds?
Yeah, they're definitely, everyone's just up for everything because they all just are happy to be out again.
Yeah, man.
So like on that side of things, it's amazing. I got to nip out for 3 months to New Zealand and Australia.
Did you?
Before this
I
country
was just going
opened.
to say about that. That's pretty cool, that wasn't it?
Really cool. Yeah, managed to get all that sorted. So I went over there. That was great fun.
That looked epic.
Yeah,
Epic.
brilliant.
What was it? What was it, like a tour?
Yeah.
Sick. It's like a Nazi camp over there now in Australia, isn't it?
Oh mate,
You're
they've
not
got-
you're not doing no touring over there now.
Wouldn't
done that
want
at the
to.
right time.
Yeah. I got
seen
out
all
at the
that?
right
Have you-
time.
Have you seen all that stuff over there? It's madness. They've gone like well strict.
Well, you nearly got stuck. Was it Australia when it first
Well,
kicked
yeah,
off?
when it first happened, I was in Australia, so March 2020, I was out in Australia to do Australia, then New Zealand. Got to do 3 of the Australia shows. On the weekend, the world closed down, so we done Thursday, Friday. No, we done Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then by the Sunday night, the show was like, it was a rooftop party, which was amazing, but it finished at 11:30. Australia closed at midnight. So they were, first of all, like, we had the New
Shit.
Zealand guys trying to get us into New Zealand. They were like, if we get your show early, you can get over and get a flight in, because New Zealand was due to close at midnight as well.
Scary. That's scary.
And
I
I
wouldn't
was
wanna
like,
be there.
I was like, no, I don't want to go to New Zealand and get locked in. Like,
They've got, sorry to interrupt you, they're well strict on their borders.
Yeah.
Like, they are super tight on as an island nations, they don't let people in willy-nilly. Like if they decide to lock it down, you're in.
Yeah.
There's no getting out of that.
No.
Yeah, and you know, I managed to so like we'd done the shows, and before we'd even done any work, I was on the phone to my agent, and like the first day I was on the phone to him was like the Thursday, and I was like, bro, you need to find out about some flights coming home. He was like, you've only just got there. And I was like, nah, but like from
Prepping
what I'm
for it.
seeing over that side of the world, because remember, everyone's got different timelines and news lines, innit? So they're 12 hours ahead, and what I'm seeing from like the whole of like the Pacific region, like from all the news channels, is it's about to shut down.
Wasn't you like the only one in the airport?
Literally, we were one of 3 flights that
Wow.
left one of the busiest airports I've ever been to in my life. Melbourne Airport, every time I've been there, has been like, it's like the tube at at rush hour.
I lived in Melbourne, love that place.
Yeah, beautiful. So you know, the airport's like, have you ever seen it? Not really
No,
crazy busy.
no.
How long did you live there for?
I played cricket for 6 months over there.
Oh, really?
Well, I love that place. It's got a piece of my
Baller.
heart, that has. That's a wicked city.
Nice.
Amazing place,
Yeah,
Melbourne.
beautiful, love it. But it was just, like trying to leave. Like we managed to get flights sorted. So I'm ringing up from the Thursday to my agent, and the Friday, my agent's gone, like I see what you mean. Because on the Thursday, I was like, bro, find out about a couple of flights for me and the guy that I was working with. And the guy I was working with, was no, it's going to be fine. Like, rah, rah, rah. And then come Friday, they could see everything was shutting down, and everything really was like starting to close like crazily. Managed to get out on the Tuesday or the Wednesday, can't remember. Got to the airport, Melbourne Airport, completely empty. went from Melbourne to, I think we stopped in Dubai and then
Yeah,
come home.
for a refuel.
Yeah. But literally it was like, it was a ghost town. Everywhere was a ghost town. The airport was completely dead. Everything shut down.
How long did Jess's friend say they've been in lockdown for in Australia? 360 days. 360. Yeah. So my wife Jess, she's got a mate over there. She said she's losing her marbles.
Still in lockdown now.
In 360 days they've been locked down for.
So she'll be, which region is she in? Is she in
I can't remember. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Sydney, is it?
No, Sydney did open again
Did
at some
they?
point. Yeah. But I didn't
She-
get to go there.
I think it might have been Melbourne, I don't know. But
Was you set to go to that?
Yeah.
You was,
I was set, I only managed to do Perth and Melbourne this time round.
I read this mad article this week. I think it was in Melbourne. They've gone like the government. They've gone mad. They're like taking people's dogs, killing people's dogs and stuff. And like,
What?
It's gone weird. Like over that. Just remember, we should put it up. But they've gone full on.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They've lost
What
the
did
plot.
the
over
dog do?
I don't know.
What do all the dogs do?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's
Like,
it.
what? Probably dropped a big stinker, pissed off a government official. Right, that's it. All the dogs done. Right, that's it.
Kill the dogs.
Whose dog done this on my lawn? I'm getting them all.
Release the
No
hounds.
one owned Dutch, so they've done them all. Fuck's sakes.
You guys gonna have to talk once I find this.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. So what's been going on then? What's new for
Well,
you?
I'll tell you what, we were talked about last week in this podcast. We said about we want to help the local community a bit. That's a bit about why we're doing this. So we said we're going to pull up some local stories of what's going on in Cambridge, if anyone's doing anything nice, a bit like you did for me, really. So I'm sure you'll help us give us a little bit of a shout out when we do that in the future.
Yeah, of course, man.
I found it.
Go on.
Go on, talk to us.
So all of the rescue dogs in a certain location in the pound over coronavirus restrictions have all been destroyed. And like people are going mad about it.
Wow, so they've just
They're
murked
just,
off a
they're
ton of...
murking off all the dogs like they're like
Only rescue dogs. So the dogs that need the most help.
Yeah.
So the ones that need the most help, they're like, nah, we're not helping them no more. Kill them.
So they're saying
It's
that
not very
cruelty
nice.
laws have been broken, and there's a big investigation over there. People have lost their minds. They're doing some great. I don't know the ins and outs of Inja. I'm just saying I caught like glimpses of some American news thing about how even the Americans were laughing at the Australians. That's when you know it's bad.
That's when you know something ain't right.
Yeah. And
That's mental.
yeah, it's bad. But it's a wicked place, Australia. I love that place.
They don't mess about though, like you say.
Yeah,
A rule's a rule there, isn't it?
yeah. They're
Which is
proper
how it should
strict.
be.
Yeah, like even getting in and out, visa stuff is very, very strict. Yeah. But yeah, so that was good. Sounds like you got out just in time.
Yeah, man. Yeah, first time managed to get out. This time round managed to get out. So it's like, yeah, like I must have the luck of the wind behind me.
I
Sometimes.
don't think another industry has been rocked
As bad.
as bad as yours
Yeah.
through this pandemic.
Yeah, I think you definitely could be right, because I think what a lot of people forget about is, there's guys like me on the front line that are like the main face of the entertainment, but we're talking sound, lighting, roadies, like building management, security,
Everyone.
staff,
There's a lot going on.
the list is endless. But then also the ripple effects of one night out is a lot. If I want to go out on a night out and I've planned it with like gang, it's like, right, okay. Is it somewhere that we need tickets for? So that's the ticket people in advance if it's one of them sort of nights. Then like a couple of days before, I might want to go out and do some shopping, buy some clothes. Like definitely the day before or the day of, I'm going to want to go barbers. Do you know what I
Yeah, so
mean?
you're mixing,
Getting
isn't
to
it?
like you know, the amount of money that is actually like generated just from one night out is like is mental. Let alone the bars, the food, the taxis.
Never thought of it like that, you know.
Do you remember that prick of a fucking MP that came out and said this thing about everyone that works in the entertainment business will have to get a job doing something else? And like they were like this. Can you remember that? They came out. He came out and made this big statement.
Recently, throughout this.
No, at the beginning of
throughout
lockdown,
the thing, yeah.
it was like, I know that their industry is suffering, but they might have to
Yeah, it was
lose their
probably
skills.
last summer. It was
They
last
have to
summer. it come.
repurpose their skills, and everyone's like, "What are you like, mate?"
Basically,
this is-
everyone retrained. Like,
Yeah,
so I know.
yeah, that was it. That was it. He said, but like performing artists that have been doing their things, the whole, like even dancers and things.
Right.
You know, like people, that's their passion, their love, that's their job. And he was like, go and get another job doing this and that. And you might have to repurpose your skills. And they were like, mate,
Fuck's
shut up. It was bad, really bad.
Who was that? You don't know his name.
I can't remember the name of the MP, but I don't.
Did you see that? You heard that?
Yeah.
It was so muggy. It was so
What was
muggy.
your opinion on it? when you heard it?
My opinion of it was what an arsehole.
It's like complete disregard for it's been a real sector, like a real job. It's like,
Well,
It'd be
yeah.
like, bruv, you've trained to be in politics your whole life, right? Okay.
Sucking dick.
go and retrain and do something else. Basically, here's a massive double-ended one, and it's going in you. Yeah, going in you, and I'm going to put it in so far I can lift you up.
Dry.
Like,
He's not wet.
No lube.
This podcast has taken a turn, man. Like last week we were talking about inspirational stories.
Yeah.
And now Inja's got a double
Look what happened
ender.
when I turned
Inja's got a double ender. So far
Bad
up someone he can lift them.
Politicians, like not just anyone. Like, come on, just give it to the ones that deserve it. Like, at least
Give him a double ender. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Anyway, should we wind
No,
that
that's
back
good.
in a bit?
No, it's good. I like it. It's really a role.
No, but it's like,
These things-
like anyone that's like told something like that, like you got to look at it like with the people that have literally trained their whole lives. So the people that have come out of school, gone into wanting to do
I just remember
stage
listening to it. It was so
management.
savage. It was so savage. It's a total disregard for the entire sector.
Well, yeah, and not even just like, multiple sectors. Like what kind of made me laugh was after driving around the country, since it's been like everything's open and everything seems to be like trying to work its way back to some kind of normality, is like building sector never got hit. Like,
No, I know.
You lot got hit. Like building sector never got hit. Supermarkets never got hit. I get it. Supermarkets, they still got to feed everyone. All good. No issues. But like loads of my guys that are like tradesmen, like they were even busier than they've normally been.
Yeah, I don't think some of the sectors even stopped today.
No. Some of them have been busier.
Yeah, that's what
Like
I'm
you're
saying.
saying, yeah.
Or one of them is the takeaways. They
God.
didn't want to go back. They like keep it locked down.
Yeah. The amount of restaurants that were making way more money off delivering takeaways, and they're like, why do we want to open again? Like what? And have to deal with people face to face?
It's definitely
takeaway.
It's definitely changed the world, isn't it? Like,
100%.
for the better or worse, I don't know, but it's definitely changed the world one way or another.
Do you think it'll ever go back to normal? It's still a bit weird when you see someone. You got to shake their
You know what?
hand.
I love. I'm a touchy-feely person. I love hugging. Whenever if someone's close to me, I love to give them a hug and that. And there was definitely a point in the first lockdown where it's like, well awkward when you see someone. Oh, shall I, fucking hell. Even like your mum and your family were like, oh shit, I'm old, so I probably shouldn't.
Well, especially if you want to protect loved ones.
Yeah,
if you wanted to protect loved ones that you knew were vulnerable, then like them thoughts would reoccur.
Yeah.
Like even
if you
more
didn't want to be the one that. You didn't really want to not end up.
Come on, no one wants that on their conscience. No one wants that.
But at the same time, it's you might be seeing someone. I know you and me have got no danger, but I want to hug you, but I know I can't because of that. It's just mad that human interaction. We lost it, didn't we, for a little bit? And that was a real sort of like, what am I trying to say? I was take a step back from.
It was alien.
Yeah, alien. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
it was completely alien.
And you was doing your window speeches, weren't you?
Yeah. I was just on my windowsill.
Have you seen them?
No.
Little window. What was he called? What did you call it again?
Windowsill life.
Windowsill life.
Because I live in a flat. I ain't got a garden, but I've got a windowsill. Like, so I was just like, man was just on the windowsill every day.
What are you doing?
Needed to look at the world.
Facebook lives and stuff, or what?
Nah, just like little Insta
inspirational stuff.
Yeah, just trying to keep
spread some nice vibes.
Right.
Yeah, man.
That was good.
It was a tough time, wasn't it, for everyone?
It really was. Well, change is always difficult. Forced change is even more difficult and harder to adapt to.
It's funny looking back on it, though. Do you remember going to the supermarket for the first time and there's like people ram-raiding each other, like, just step back, and like people freaking out.
All weird.
It was like, whoa, it's like we're in some kind of movie.
I must admit, though, the first person that I knew that had COVID, and then obviously it cleared, and then I saw them again, I did feel a bit weird. It's like, can I go near you?
Yeah, I'll come see you, but you have to stand in the car park.
Yeah, you got to go in my other office. I'll talk to you through the window.
Have you not got a hazmat suit?
Yeah.
White overalls ain't going to do it, mate.
No.
I'm going to need to see full breathing apparatus.
Yeah. I did feel a little bit like.
But the whole supermarket thing, like you were saying,
It was mad. I saw a couple of not punch-ups, but like people like bashing their trolleys at each other. They lost their mind.
Yeah. I literally thought I was going to get jumped. So like managed to get back from Australia. Come home, reading on all the news feeds, everyone's like, oh my God, supermarkets are empty. So I've gone into my local supermarket and I'm like, well, all the things that I consume, they're all there. So I was like, no issue there. And then I've come round to the, where have I come round to? I've come round to the counters, checkout. And flipping like, there's a group of guys. There's this little woman who looked so young and little, poor little thing. And she's shouting and screaming at this group of like 8 men that have literally been all morning. They've been going in, filling up their trolleys with all the meat and everything, and literally buying everything to the point where she's like, you lot have to stop doing this. And they were just completely ignoring her. Like there was a lot of people in there, and it seemed like everyone was completely shook. And I was like, I see this poor woman's face, and I was just like, I just turned around and shouted at the minute, and I was like, guys, they're telling you that's enough, man. Because I've seen them when I was outside coming in, and they had like trolleys full, bags full, and then they've emptied it and gone back in again. So then flipping like, you know.
So the woman that was shouting, did she work there then? Or?
Yeah, she was the manager at the time. So the woman was like, you know, she was flipping like, she was red in the face. She was more or less in tears. So like when I've seen that, I'm like, well, you guys have obviously taken the piss so much, because if I want to go in and out of there 4 or 5 times, like no one's going to really take much of a notice, but they're going to notice the more often I've gone in there. Let alone there was like 7 or 8 of them, and they weren't little guys. So then flipping like, no one's saying anything. Like all of the staff are shook. So I've just turned around and shouted. A minute, I've got a big voice. So like, you know, I've just like, sort it out. Like, she told you that's enough.
Where was this?
This was in a Tesco's.
Right, okay.
Like, and flipping...
Tesco's is the one, and that's like Beirut.
Oh, mate, like literally. And then flipping... So then they've like just left the trolleys and walked off. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, I've just turned around and said this to like 7 or 8 really big guys. And I've got to go outside now. And I was like...
Run.
Well, bruv, what's there to run from, bruv? What's there to run from? If you got too much and you're being greedy...
Loads of meat in a trolley coming
out. Do you know what I mean?
You know?
It's like...
Pork chops coming through.
What a way to die. Inja, death by flipping chicken bone. Like, death by breast and thigh. Like, God, the wrong sort as well. God damn it.
Breast and thigh. That nearly happened again on that interview.
I had a funny story in Tesco's Huntingdon. Shout out to you, bunch of pricks. I had a well funny. This has gone downhill, innit? I've changed. I had a well funny story. You know when they had Tesco's, right? They had the arrows, so you could only go up this aisle this way and this aisle this way. Yeah. Right?
Did you ever take notice of them?
Nah, I didn't even know. Like, let me tell you the truth, right? I didn't even see them really. I thought they were more of like an advisory. If you can, this is your flow. But I was at the end of the aisle, and it was the arrows are coming this one. Just need to get some salad cream, which is just over there. I'm not going to go all the way up the aisle and back again. That's stupid.
So makes no sense.
Get this. So I went up the aisle and got my stuff. And I remember like loitering around, maybe looking at some deals and whatever, and a few other bits maybe. And this geezer who's coming down the other end had a full pop at me.
Worked for Tesco's?
No, just an average, exactly, busybody.
Being their bonnet.
That type of twat.
Karen,
yeah, he was the biggest Karen I've ever seen. What's the male Karen?
I don't know. Steve's all right. I know a few Steves. Steve's all right. It's got to be like a Dickon or something like that.
Yeah, all right. So he, bear in mind, Florence. I've got quite
little Nightingale.
I've got
not actual Florence.
I've got quite
the male Karens.
So I've got quite a sharp tongue, but I'm not very good in that type of conflict. I don't do very well in that sort of objection. So he said something real smart to me. I was like, why don't you mind your own fucking business, you prick? What the fuck's got to do with you? Like, you know, I really reacted badly. I thought, oh, come on. I was fuming.
Yeah.
He got in you.
He got to me. He got to me, I'll admit it.
Because everything was tense.
I was in the wrong. I went the wrong way up the aisle, but he really went to town. He's like, he looked at me like
it was a tense time.
It was like I was some kind of pleb, right? Get this. And I did my shopping.
You were going down the fucking wrong way.
I went about 4 or 5 yards. That's all I did. Yeah. I did my shopping, and I remember thinking, so where is that guy? I want to see him.
I want
to see him again. So you know,
gonna trolley you.
You idiot! Yeah. Like, what's your problem? And I came down the aisles. Yeah, this is fucking brilliant. To the self checkout outlet, and he's scanning his stuff, and I see him. We locked eyes. There's a queue in front of me. As I walked down the aisle, we locked eyes, and I was like, what, mate? What are you gonna do? And he really like kicked off. And he look, he's done it again. And I looked down, I walked down.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, he did. He's done it again. He's walking around the aisles. And I was went bright red. I was like, I've done it again. Shit. That was the cat. That was the cat food aisle as well.
Oh.
He done me. Yeah. I was like, you wanker.
Sakes.
Yeah.
And then on the way home, he went the wrong way up the A14.
Went the wrong way.
What is up with people that manage to do that?
I have no idea.
Like, I don't.
Who end up going the wrong way down the road?
Yeah, like how? Like
how do you actually?
You've got to be pissed to go the wrong way up the
front. That's a bit different to an arrow down the Tesco aisle, isn't it?
Yeah,
like, this is full on. Do not enter.
Like, how does that happen?
And
it's like the guided busway, isn't it? There's always people going down there.
How does that happen?
Yeah, like.
Get caught in the trap at the beginning.
Why do you go down?
What makes you think? Oh yeah, this is the road that I always use. I'm just gonna go down here again.
There's always that one car as well that gets through the trap and ends up in like Willingham. Like, they get through the initial trap, but then end up 3 miles later. Yeah, 3 miles later, they have to go, right, we have to go and get him out. Yeah. So how has he got this far?
Did you see on the news a little while ago there was a police chase, and this car got to the level crossing or whatever, and went up the railway, up the train track, up to the next stop, like rammed it down.
Yeah,
they both jumped out. They got away, I think.
I mean, kudos to them for getting away.
This little Range Rover sitting on the track at the station, like it was mad.
That's nuts.
Mental, crazy.
People would do anything to get away, wouldn't they?
Mm. Well, yeah. I mean, it depends what you're running from, innit? Like
8 blokes with loads of meat in their trolley. Do you know what I mean?
You should have gone shoulder.
All you need to have done is just get on that double ender. You want some of this?
Right, boys?
You should wave that out.
Yes. Hey, you never know. They might have been like, "Oh, this might our cup of tea." Like, finally,
we don't need this meat. Do you know what I mean?
It's all right, Tessa, you can have that back.
Yeah,
we're sorted now.
So this bird then on your car that jumped on it and dented it, would you say that's the worst? That's the most exciting thing that's happened on tour? Or
come on, let's tell us some tour stories.
Yeah, come on,
tell us some tour stories.
Come on,
Inja. We've got people.
What happens on tour stays on tour.
Apart from on this
podcast. You don't have to say any
podcast.
names. Listen, we've got no audience. It's a new thing. You need to give us some clickbait, some kind of story.
Come
on, help us along.
That's going to help us out.
I don't even know. Like they've all been erased from in here. They're instantly wiped.
My man's a tactician here. He knows what it is.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Does it go wild on the tour bus? Go on. None of us have been on the tour bus. None of us have done this thing. What's it like?
I don't get to do tour buses often. From the stories that I've heard, it can get pretty damn crazy. Because the thing is with me as well, like because I'm a single father. I always generally have to be back to look after my kid, and I have to be in a level plane mentally to be able to do that.
You can't get wet.
Nah, I don't. You know what I mean? Maybe every now and again, stick the toe in or something. But otherwise, not at all really. But yeah, I've heard some absolute like ludicrous things. Like I've seen some flipping mental things.
Like come on. The hardest thing about this being his mate, I'm not going to.
You can't do that.
I would never do that.
No.
It's down to you, mate.
No.
I think what I said is that from an outsider's point of view, it looks mad because obviously you go from these big high performances on stage. Obviously everyone loves what you're doing. You've got a crowd of doting people there. Then you get on the bus and it's like you hear some cracking things.
I mean, yeah, there's some.
It sounds like another world.
It is actually a completely different world.
Yeah.
Like
even the after parties, maybe not the bus, like the
the after parties, all of that.
You lot are like gods, man. Like I've been to shows and you sit in the crowd or you're standing there and there's the performers up there and it's like it is a little bit mesmerising. It's like you adopt this magic and aura about you when you know from your eyes when you're looking at people you're like, wow, these are fucking geniuses.
Mate, I tell you what,
carry a bit of magic in the performer that has the balls to get up and do it. It's mad.
Well,
it's crazy, mate.
Anyone that has that energy to jump on stage or do anything like that, you know, I can only show loads of love and respect to that because it's not easy. It's definitely really fun and but there are on the flip side of that, there are extreme highs and lows. So I know lots of people that they love the highs, but then as soon as they're off stage, they crash. Because and also as well, a lot of it is ego. A lot of it is straight up ego stuff.
You don't sound like you've got any ego at all, by the way.
I'm not bothered about all of that.
It's very level.
Told you that.
The thing is, I'm not really that bothered about all of that. Yeah, I've seen it. I've been on the road. I've seen a lot of stuff, but it's for me, a lot of it isn't that fun or entertaining because I personally always in my head, I'm so would this happen if you lot were all completely sober? Would you lot even have the balls to say what you say, to be yourself, how you are? You're not a lot of it is impersonating of a character or a personality that you want people to see.
Like an avatar of themselves.
But they need the intoxication to get to that. So that's one of the things that always
And they're normally covering something up, aren't they? They're not a happy person.
Oh, do you know what? That doesn't go with just fucking artists and stuff.
No,
that's with everyone in life.
No. I mean, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
that acts he said about people jumping on stage and that,
it is though. It's you've got to. I always look at it like that, and with some people that are over exuberant, or some people that are really quiet. In my head, I'm always looking at what's the backstory. What's the backstory?
Well, the
Because
school-
once you're
what's
on
the
stage,
reason,
you know, it's like it's monumental. What you do there is brilliant. But then in other lights where I see you, I'm like, wow, like I'm genuinely asking people if they're all right a lot of the time.
Do you get nervous before you go on stage? Talk to me about your pre-show routines.
My pre-show routines
I could
is
never
probably
imagine
just
you being nervous.
well, no, not really. Yeah, and no.
Probably because he's done it a few times. He's professional, but I bet there's still some...
Yeah. There's always like, because you never know what's going
Well,
to
it's
happen.
care of getting it right, isn't it?
Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. And the thing is, there is the care in getting it right, but I also have no cares in getting it wrong. Like, I don't mind. I don't care about making
scared
mistakes.
of it anymore.
Nah, man, I'm not scared
I said
of
that to you
anything
before
like
about
that.
mine,
Like, because it's ultimately nothing is ever perfect.
Everybody gets it wrong, mate. Yeah. And anyone that's not interested because you're getting it wrong,
Yeah,
you
exactly. And it's like, but if you can get it wrong and then pick it up and then take it back to a high, then that's kudos.
we talked about this last week.
We did, yeah. A lot of people don't ever start things because they're so scared of getting it wrong. And that's another thing. Like
Worst thing, huh?
people are petrified of getting it wrong and made to be look like an idiot. And actually, quite a lot holds them back or stops them doing things until it's perfect. Yeah. That's so I'll do food reviews in you, and it's like I'm not scared of looking like an idiot. I do it every day. So I've lost my fear, but at the beginning, my fear was definitely there.
Of course, because you're putting a little bit of you out there, and you never know what the reaction is going to be.
You're vulnerable.
But you're giving other people a chance to comment.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And then anyone that does, we talked about it, didn't we?
They,
We said, like, it's just,
they say for a man, public speaking and performing in front of people is the most petrifying thing. Like, I'll do videos in front of a big a digital audience, but not live. I did a best man speech once, and I was the most nervous I've ever been in my life. Speaking in front of people like.
But that's even worse because it's people that you know and it's
Yeah,
family.
yeah,
And
man,
you've
you
got
care
to-
about getting it wrong.
Yeah, you
Oh
really
my
care.
God. Yeah, that.
You really care.
Come on, and what was the speech? What was the
That was
worst
at
bit about
Rosie's.
it?
Well, I
was it
did.
Rosie's speech?
I spoke at my wedding, that was tough. When you actually someone just gives you the mic, you're like, oh my god, here we go, and you take a little 2 minutes and you stand up and like, hello everyone.
You just hand it over to someone else. Mate. Did you drop Rosie in it then? Hello, Rosie.
Yeah. Hello, Simon.
Did you drop me?
And then a little bit, and then I did the one at in the return favour at his wedding as well. But that's twice I've done it, and that's so hard. So that's what I'm saying. I'm mad respect for performance. You can get up there and do that.
But like reviewing food, I wouldn't even know where to start. I love playing with words, but I'd probably end up writing
Oh,
a whole
you'd
load
be
of
good.
stuff.
You'd be amazing.
Take
at
me
it.
out once, then. Come
Do
on,
it, yeah,
Just
yeah,
take
yeah.
me out once. We'll have a right laugh.
I think you might be better than me.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
So before we clicked record, we were talking about pizza, weren't we?
Yep.
And Aaron and Erica, shout out to little Erica as well over there. Little Erica, that sounds well patronised. Sorry. Shout out to Erica. Sorry.
She'll kick your ass, bruv.
I know. Don't know why I said that.
And that laugh
Sorry,
as
Erica.
well says it all as well.
Yeah.
You'll watch yourself.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So we've got a pizza, margarita. You like that? Yes. Bosh.
Yeah.
That's all you need. I'm the same. I love a margarita.
Yeah, just plain, mate. Plain margarita.
Nowhere to hide.
But it's not even just that. It's just that it's basic foods and flavors. If they're done right,
Yeah.
like, you know, like, is there like a staple dish if you were to go to a new curry house? Is there a staple dish that you'd be like, yeah, like, you know, or in any sort of restaurant that like, okay, I know the feel, I know the feel, I know the cuisine, like, this is my tester dish. If they get this right, I know it ain't going to be that
You
bad.
can't progress to the next level unless you're ticking off the basics.
The basics, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I could talk about food all day, man. I love it. Just going back to Italy. You spoke about the regional
Love for their
love
regional
for
foods.
for their pizza, for example. You've got the different types of got the Neapolitan style, the Roman style. What other one's a Sicilian slice?
Yep.
That's 3 different types of pizza I know. Come on. What else is there?
Oh, I don't
There's
know.
the flat ones.
There's the fold over one in
Yeah,
it.
the calzone.
Yeah,
I love a
calzone.
calzone.
I've never been a calzone fan.
it.
I don't know
I
what
don't
it
like
is.
that. I'm
It's
with
just
you.
like, you know.
It's a folded up pizza. Mate.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I like the
want a
crisp.
slice.
I want a crisp crunch.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
yeah, that's it, innit? The dough has to be right. Texture.
The Roman style is my favourite, I think. That's really thin.
Roman style.
Roman style. It's a thin one, like thin, crunchy, crispy, a bit more
Has it got a
delicate.
crust?
Little one. Yeah, little one.
Real thin. That's probably how I make it when I make it at home.
Yeah,
It's probably
Neapolitan
closest
style
to
is the
roast.
biggest waste of time going.
And what was you
Wet.
saying earlier about the dough, like the other type of dough you were talking about?
Oh right, yeah. I've been making dough with Greek
Listen,
yogurt.
anyone who
and
makes their own
self-raising
dough is a
flour.
ninja, by the way. Anyone watching from home, if you're making your own dough in general, it's a big thing because you've got to let it prove. You're gonna, but if you've in the handling
Single dad
phase,
here, cooking pizzas.
in the
mate, what a
handling
ledge.
phase, if you
What a
start
ledge.
crushing the air bubbles out, you lost it.
Yeah.
You've lost it. So mad respect.
Thank you.
He's making his own dough now. I know he's the real deal.
So come on, what is it? What's the recipe? Tell us.
Just Greek yogurt and then self-raising flour until it turns into a dough. Like, don't use any measurements, some salt for seasoning
Just
or
bang
anything.
it
No
in.
flour or nothing.
Self-raising flour.
Self-raising flour. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
No yeast extract. None of that.
Because of the yogurt. Like, I don't know. I don't
Makes
know what the
sense.
science is behind it. Like, and it was just one of my friends.
I've got to try that.
Mate, it's so easy. But, you know, you can leave it to sit for a while, make sure it's nice before you roll
Does
it
it
out.
prove the same? Does it rise like with the self-raising? Does it, or is it?
A little bit, but then I think because it's one of them things, it could be like...
You feeling the same?
Yeah, I need a boy. Yeah.
Could be like Greek, or could be sort of like a Mediterranean-based recipe where it originally comes from. That's where it probably feels like because of the Greek yogurt factor. Like, but flatbreads and stuff like that.
It's all
Like,
just
you
talking
know,
of food, man.
Yeah. What's your favourite food though? Like in general, say like
Margarita
your last
pizza?
meal. Like, come on, what's your last meal? Question to you both.
last meal.
What,
Does
what's
it have
my
to be one
favourite meal?
course?
No, your last meal.
Does it have to be one course, or are we
Nah, you
talking
can
the
do
whole
works.
meal?
Go to works. Go to works. Give me the starters, the mains, desserts, sides, even the drink. Let's go to drinks.
Right, go on.
Start
You
off with an
lead the way.
espresso martini, aperitif.
He's going
I'm not a
alcoholic.
big drinker, but like, if
That's a nice tiffle, that is.
It's lovely to start a meal
yes.
with.
It is,
Like,
yeah.
gives you a little energy
We
boost
probably
to
go
the
porn
coffee.
star. I think I'll go porn star.
Just go 6 porn stars.
6 in one. Greedy.
You think he's
I
joking?
know he ain't.
He's not. He's not. Yeah. I've never known someone who can. I mean, they're only
It's a
small,
nice,
isn't
it's,
they?
a,
You know?
it's a nice drink, bruv.
Yeah.
It is a nice drink. I couldn't
Go
do
on.
6.
Like for starters, it'd probably have to be an Indian dish for starters, like chili paneer.
Ooh, nice.
But done correctly, because there are a lot of places that don't do it correctly. It's like an Indian
You're
Chinese
good.
fusion recipe. Thank you. It's like an Indian Chinese fusion recipe. Paneer in flour and seasoning, fried, and then onions, peppers, garlic if you're into that, and then it's got sort of like a spicy sauce added to it. Like when you have it properly, it's got a kick to it. But I've always loved something about chili and cheese. It works. It's like I don't know.
Also, Indian Asian flavours are just
Oh yeah,
Amazing.
there's
aren't
so
they?
much more going on.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, that's the starter.
All right, mains.
No, you got to go for your starting drink and your starter, mate. You
Starting-
can't just be missing out.
Bowled in with his mains. I was like, what's going on
I'm
here?
fucking
That's
hungry.
It
all right?
actually threw me a little bit, I did.
All right, look.
was like,
look,
did we miss
all right,
something?
Just give us a minute. I'll probably go for a nice
Do you know what I
beer
thought
to
was there? I
start
thought
with.
he was adopting your starter, and it was like, I thought this is getting a bit weird now. So does that mean I'm on dessert?
Hey.
All right, apple crumble.
Mate, you'll be rolling out the place before dessert. What's wrong with you?
Come on.
Yeah, no, mate. It'd be a nice pint, I think, to start with. Slow, nice beer.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, nice cold beer. Doing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Starter. Probably be a bit of halloumi, mate.
Ooh, so the cheese is definitely on the
Yeah,
starter
yeah.
round.
Bit of halloumi and a bit of chili jam.
Yeah.
Chili jam.
Bit
See,
of
it's
squeaky-
something about chili and cheese.
Squeaking around your
Sweet and
teeth.
spicy.
Yeah.
Main.
Ooh.
Do you know my favourite main is a stew and dumplings?
Yeah. What type of stew?
Chicken.
Chicken.
stew.
Oof. I love
Okay,
lamb and
That
beef.
wasn't the sort of. I was expecting a beef or a lamb, to be
Nah,
fair.
see, the missus and kids, they'll only eat white. So, yeah. We'll go.
You mean white meat?
Obviously, mate. Obviously. Yeah, no, chicken stew, especially in this weather as well.
Yeah.
Go on, then.
It's
You
quite
do
an-
the dessert.
It's quite
What's
an early
dessert?
time of year to be having stews, but I like
No,
it.
it ain't.
I like
No,
it.
ain't.
Stews are food for the soul.
Yeah.
If you're ill, there's actually there's a famous Jewish,
We're talking about food again, huh?
yeah,
Deep,
like
deep,
a,
deep
like a
talk.
like a chicken stew where they put the entire bird into the stew. They call it Jewish penicillin. They reckon
Ooh.
it needs something. They go cure cancer.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they
for
reckon
real.
it'll kill. If you go ill, they go make it,
What sort of a fucking bird is it?
make it.
Chicken.
It's got everything. They put all the herbs in it, fresh,
I thought you were going to say the feathers.
feathers, feet.
Do you know
Yeah.
what though?
Yeah,
Like,
cures
so
cancer apparently.
I'm not a meat eater, but just for personal health reasons, nothing more. But one of my favourite times where I was like, I held the flag up and I was like, no, I'm gonna eat with you guys. Was was out in China on tour. We were in Beijing, which used to be Peking, so that's where the world
ducks.
famous Peking duck come from. So
That's brutal. I don't know if I could handle that.
they've got like 3 like the gold medal, silver and bronze duck restaurants. Like, so they're like
Say
serious
that again.
things.
So do you have the restaurants are graded by?
Yeah, gold,
Was
silver.
that like a quality of the restaurant?
Just like the highest, like, you know, all I know is like the guy that was looking after us was like, yeah, you're here, so we've got to go we've got to try and get into one of the Peking restaurants. We got into the silver one, like, because like the queues were relentless. You have to book like weeks in advance.
That's mad.
Because they're that
Never even
famous.
heard of this.
They're that famous, but it's where Peking duck comes from.
Okay.
Like, we eat it over here like it goes out of fashion. Like, everyone that I know that pretty much gets a Chinese pretty much gets some duck with the pancake rolls and all that to start with. So flipping, we've gone in there now, and I was like, we all sat down and they're like, oh my God, what are you gonna eat? You don't eat meat. And I was like, mate, I'm in Beijing. They're like, yeah. And I was like, Beijing used to be Peking, yeah? They're like, yeah. And I'm like, do you think I'm not having Peking duck in the silver Peking duck restaurant in Beijing? Like, could be the only time. It is the only time I've ever been over there.
So
and I was like, you know, I have
for one
to.
day.
Well, also as well, it's life is about experiences. Like, how often am I going to find myself in that caliber
Take
of
the moment,
restaurant
just take
serving that dish in the most traditional way ever? Like, and I was like, gotta give it a go.
How do they serve it? Talk to me about it.
Well, this was like, it's something I've only seen brief snippets over here, probably in Chinatown or in like, the Chinatowns that you have from Manchester to London.
The most authentic versions.
Yeah. But basically they come out with this duck and they shred it like you've never seen it being shredded before. And then like literally it was like genius how everything was working. But then they turned around once they're like, literally there's just the carcass there. They're like, how would you like to take your carcass? And we were like, excuse me?
What?
Like, and they were like, well, you can either have it as, we can make it into a soup broth for you, or we can deep fry it for you. Like, so there is no waste. Like, and literally, so you're seeing people walk out with these.
Would you eat that?
Yeah. I've eaten loads of things that I didn't want to eat just to try it, man.
But you've got to remember, like, the carcass of like Sunday roasts. What used to happen on Monday, like, and this is this exactly put it in the stock.
Do you know what? They couldn't afford to fucking throw that shit away.
No, because that's flavour and that's and that's good stuff in it. So like, you know, so I have to like say you got to tuck it in there, son, like, because it's like a Sunday thing. Like, because do you know what?
He's a ledge.
Do you know what? Like, if we were all kids back in the day when that stuff would have happened, like, you know, like you speak to like our parents, our grandparents, like they didn't have the selection of meats and all of that we have. So like that's just a normal thing, but I'd never seen it. And I was in shock and I was like, wow.
This is going to sound really silly, but you know, we don't know how lucky we are. My dad, my dad's like 75, lives in Cobmanchester still now. And he used to say to me when I was a kid, he used to stand in front of like a plum tree overhanging the path, and he'd be like, look at it and go, well, you don't know how lucky you are, man. And I'd be like, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, when I was a kid, that any plums hanging over this path, the school kids would have annihilated it. Like having meat was a big celebration. It'd be like a rabbit or something that someone had shot over the fields, like a random pheasant that managed to get or roadkill.
That'd have been like a celebration, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
but that's how it was, and we're to the point now where, like even kids don't even know what vegetables are. They don't know what the animal that they're eating looks like. And stuff like that, and it's like we've been so far removed from something that actually is really basic. Like I've hunted, I've gutted, I've skinned.
Have you?
Like yeah, because I don't see an issue with that. And this is all as like the first time.
What were you hunting?
Well, the first time I was a kid, went over to Jamaica to visit the family. Got woken up by some of my older cousins at like 5:30 in the morning, and they're like, right. You got to help us kill the goat. Held the legs down. They slit the throat. Watch it bleed out. Gutted, skinned it. Best curry goat I've ever tasted in my life. Like, not even lying.
Man, that's savage.
Like, no, but it is. But it isn't.
Mate,
No,
that's
hang on.
life. That's life.
For as an experience, but I fully respect the reasoning and stuff. Yeah,
but also as well, you got to
do
remember.
you know what? My reaction
goat,
sums up exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
My reaction then, I'm just rewind. My reaction, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, so like
That's savage. It ain't savage.
then-
Hundreds of things.
But then on that same factor, one of my friends, like he was educating his son about just meats and all the rest of it. Spoke to a local butcher, got in contact with the slaughterhouse. Yeah, my son is really interested and wants to see it all. So the kid's gone, like he's gone through all the chains and all the rest of it. They've like and like done the slaughterhouse thing, seen it all happen because the kid wanted to know what he's actually and like this is like an 11, 12-year-old kid that was just interested.
You become disconnected from seeing the pack of breasts and the shelf, not seeing how that was a...
Exactly, but then the kid was gassed about it. Didn't stop him from wanting to eat meat, like not at all.
No.
And then like he's asked the people in the slaughterhouse, "Can I have the foot?" And they're like, "No, because we've got to treat it. We can't just give you the foot, like you know, because he wanted it as like a little souvenir or whatever." Little man's taking it into school, yeah. And like showing it, you know, it's what
So
you
they
do at
treated
that
the
age.
foot?
Like yeah, all treated. Like you know, they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him take
running
it
around like
anywhere
little
else.
caveman.
No. So like they've treated it. They've later on they've gone and picked it up. He's turned up at school and he's showing his mates, and they're all like a bunch of kids. Oh wow, what? Like all the rest of it. One of the teachers.
What animal was it? Sorry.
I believe it was a lamb.
A lamb. I was thinking he's running around with like a
cow hoof or something like that.
I was like, listen, you can't bring weapons into school, Joey.
I mean, you give everyone a good footing, son.
Don't run away with it now, come on.
Like, so then, like, you know, like the school kids, they're all entertained. Everyone's like, oh my God, because none of them have ever seen anything like that. Like, one of the teachers clocked on. One of the teachers saw it, confiscated it, had a massive go at him, made him cry because the teacher was flipping like, I'm vegetarian. I don't care about all of that righteous stuff that people go on about. If something is like
each to their own, mate. Each to their own.
Each to their own. But if something's done in the correct way, then like no issues. Like, you know, but the teachers had a massive go at this kid, made him feel like shit to the point where the kid's rung up his dad. His dad's gone off his head. It's like, what? Like, I'm showing my kid like the proper way round this, and you'll make it so like they ended up in the head They ended up in the head teacher's office. The teacher ended up being told off. You know what I mean? The teacher ended up being told off like severely, and I think he even got told to take a week off. Like, no, because you can't do that.
Oh,
because
mate,
because actually, like, that does take the piss.
Some teachers forget what their actual fucking job is, man.
It's to teach, and actually,
to guide, to teach, to be.
I'd have turned around and made a whole lesson out of it and been like, "Can you explain to us what you've seen? Because none of us have ever seen this before."
No one's ever going to agree on everything.
No.
But what's right and what's wrong? Do you know what I mean? It's, you know,
like, there's a massive grey area, but if you can educate and you can show through education, then that's always a good thing. And actually, like, the kid went and educated himself through his family.
There's an old saying that self-education is that's where the money's made. Like, not just mean metaphorical money. I'm talking about like wealth, mental wealth, knowledge wealth, self-education. That young kid going and do that. That's like, that's special.
Yeah, it is special.
Like, good on him.
Yeah. And then to have a teacher turn around and make him feel like absolute shit. It's like,
fuck the teacher.
It's like, what? Just because you're some.
We're like anti-teacher club over here.
Fuck that teacher.
Yeah, that one in particular, because that one's like,
double-ended.
It's not very nice.
You'd have double-ended, wouldn't you?
I'd probably just head.
Mrs. Jones,
caveman.
Look at that fucking chicken over there.
Boy, look over there. Gosh! Oh, no, I said, see this? Your head. With no distraction techniques.
Maybe that was the girl on your bonnet.
Oh my God, maybe. Like,
maybe it was that
massive U-turn.
That was the foot on it. Yeah.
Massive U-turn on the meat structure.
So we said we're going to be local. Is there anything local that's happened, Matt, that you know about? Anything you've seen? Anything you've heard?
Callum?
Good, bad, the ugly?
Oof. Well, on a personal level, my Salt Bay video dropped today.
Ooh.
We can talk about it from a non-point of view.
What was that place like?
Was it worth it?
Was it worth it?
Nah.
No. Oof.
We got to see him doing his thing. He was there. When he opens a new one, he's there.
That's what you pay for.
Yeah, but he does not there. He
can't be at all of them. How many's he got now?
That's what I'm saying. I think if he wasn't there, it would have been a vastly different experience.
Yeah, because the cameras and all the lights must have
I
been
would rather watch, not obviously out of your video, but what I mean is I'd rather watch them boys that take the piss out of him. Who is it? Yeah. I showed you the other day.
Bad Boy Chiller Crew.
Bad Boy Chiller
Oh, mate, yeah, they're wicked.
Have you seen that video?
I haven't seen them, but they're great.
That.
Honestly, I'll show you after this. But so what was he like? Was he rude? Was he nice? Was he
didn't say a lot, did he, Callum? He just came over.
What you mean he didn't come out and give, shake your hand?
No.
Nothing like that.
He literally, this is what was pretty funny. He literally comes over with his sidekick who stands next to him with the salt and the knife and that. And he fucking postures. They hand him his knife and he looks up at you and turns it around and does his thing. Gives her the knife and she just leans out her salt. She fucking goes in, gives it the cobra, pouts a little bit and walks off. Cheers, mate. It is a bit of theatre. It is a bit of drama.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Without that...
What was the steak like?
Well, really nice.
Was nice.
Yeah.
Was the steak worth it? Come on, because forget about all the charade.
It was really good.
Forget about all
It
the
wasn't
charade.
worth
It's about
385
food.
quid, yeah.
Is that how much it was?
So
385.
I had the Salt Bay Special, which is a smaller version of the Tomahawk, which is still pretty big. So that one that's in the paper for being 630.
That was for loads of people.
It would feed. It's not just for one steak. That's where the out of context bullshit that I wanted to go and see for myself, and I did learn that. That's for 4 or 5 people can enjoy that bit of meat.
Okay.
Which is still a lot of money, but the steak was lovely. It's Australian Wagyu, so it's beautiful. But this is the big thing that didn't really sit well with me. The rest of it was a little bit shit. It's a bit like...
Like what? Like
it's
what?
a little bit beef eater, like
Beef eater?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a downgrade, isn't it?
Hear me out.
You might have said fucking
So I
McDonald's.
ordered the mash, and it came out on like a fake mini skillet. You know, like a little skillet, a cooking skillet. But it had a bit of chive on top, and it just tasted like the skillet. The skillet was cold, so it wasn't long before all of our sides went cold, and it just none of the sides tasted like very good, really. So the meat was great, but then you kind of had a bit of a shit side thing. So in your head, you're like, well, this really isn't probably where I thought it would be. But when you go to somewhere like...
You say you're shocked. I'm not. Because
No.
I've been to some
Well, you would fit...
I've been to restaurants that are acclaimed whatever, and I've always preferred finding a little spot.
Like a little family-run restaurant or something like that.
That's coming with the goods.
So after, I was a bit confused when we went out. It just cost me a lot of money, Inja. And we paid for it
bet.
ourselves, but it was a bit of a, it's my job, I suppose, to go and do that thing, so I can swallow that. After, went to Halal Guys.
Round the corner.
Yeah, round the corner.
In the pissing down rain.
Yeah, we did a review there a couple of weeks ago, just to rewind, and it was a good review, but the audio corrupted. So we got back, and it was like the whole thing, couldn't it? I was like, fuck. So I was like, right, let's go and do it again today. It's a wicked place. And we did the review, and I remember standing there after with my little tray of £8 meat with rice, veg. They got their white sauce and their hot sauce, and I just remember eating it. It was pissing around. I had the umbrella over my shoulder, and I was like, "This is me, man." It was £8, £9. And we had this little. I think I put the video out.
Yeah.
I was just like, "This is me. I'm the happiest person in London right now." Got £8, £9 thing in my hand.
Says it all. It's not about the money.
That's exactly what I said. Food. I said this about Salt Bay. Food has never ever been about money. It's about who you're with, where you're at. If you're celebrating, if it's about a family thing, that's what food's about, man. It's not even about it's like going on a night out or something. It's always about who you're with, love, and like the energy with the people you're with. Not about how much the fucking steak costs. That's actually irrelevant. It's probably the least on a list of 100 things. The cost is probably near the bottom.
I agree.
The standard of the waiter, is he polite? Are they attentive to you? If you want to go down that route, not the price. It's borderline irrelevant, actually.
But for me, it's more of like, can you feel love when you walk in the building?
Yeah.
If you can feel love when you walk in the building, the food's going to be cooked with love.
You want to be comfortable when you're eating.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm not going to bash it. It just felt a bit disjointed. It didn't feel like it felt like it had been put together.
Mate, I could tell because I rang you up all excited and I was like, "How was it?" And
I was confused. I still am.
That's not a good feeling.
I didn't know if he'd accidentally flicked the steak off the fucking plate when he's doing all his nonce shit or whatever he's doing. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it was strange. But look, I
like
did
you
it.
say, it's a bit of an act, isn't it?
So the video's just gone out now, and it's getting some people are saying, this and that. It's an interesting one for us.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What's going on for you this week?
What's happened? Anything happened? Anything exciting?
This is tense.
Nah, it's just been a standard week, really. Standard week at AG. It's been a very good week, yeah.
Good.
What happened over? Come on.
Oh, mate, we'll tell you another day.
Oh, here we go. That's delivering something for the sequel.
Yeah.
What's going on in your life, Inja?
Just been haven't written any songs this week, but have been receiving some songs back that I've worked on. Just been going through invoices and paperwork, and it's been one of them weeks.
Glamorous
like,
week then,
oh my God. But then it's like,
You've got to have those days,
you
haven't you?
have to have those days. Like, if you want everything to function right, you have to be able to put aside time to get everything done. Like, there's a strategy to everything, and you have to take care of the business. As much as I do that when I perform, got to be able to look after the business behind the scenes so I can keep on performing.
Do you write a lot now still, or like,
Yeah.
do you set aside time to do it?
Just it's normally once the weekend is cleared and I wake up on either a Monday or a Tuesday, and I'm like, when I wake up fresh and I'm like, oh, great. Like, once I got over all the tiredness, I'm like, okay, great. Like, now let's write.
Yeah, do you have to be in the right headspace? Or does your headspace dictate the direction of your music?
Yeah and no. The music dictates where I go. Like, I can't write. I can write without music, but that turns into poetry when I get delivered music, or when I get music delivered to me.
When you say music, is that like a beat?
Sent over.
Like
yeah. Or it could be a beat, it could be a loop, could be a flipping guitar riff, piano loop, could be a whole structured beat, like where I.
So
can
people
just lay
will
out
send
a
you
song.
something that they want you to listen to, and
Yeah and no. I only work with people that are gang. Like, because I can't, because there's so many people that are consistently trying to send me stuff, and it's like all good, but I really enjoy the working relationships that I have with the people that I work with. I know I can trust them. They know they can trust me. If I just
they're on the level.
If I just started writing to any and anyone's stuff, like, I wouldn't be able to even be able to release it properly. But I wouldn't even be able to, like, get it to a point where I can actually put it out.
Like your music,
if your music's whack, stop sending it. If you got nudes, he's happy to take them, but we don't want any of these.
No more dents on the button.
Basic riffs, you know what I mean?
No, but the basic riffs, they're my favourite.
Yes,
They give me
cool,
the space.
yeah,
They give me the space to actually write. But, like, with all the people that I generally work with, I have a working relationship with them directly, or they're all under the same management company as me, etc.
So how did you start? Just, is it a passion that got out of hand, or what? Just kept going with it, or?
It's definitely a passion that got out of hand.
So you say you left school. You didn't finish school, did you?
No, I didn't. I got asked politely to leave early.
No, nice.
What
He double-ended the teacher.
Yeah. So what year was it you left school? Like?
I didn't get to finish off the last year.
Okay.
Like, they asked me to.
What did you do
early?
What did you do wrong?
It was
a joint
an
decision.
accumulation of lots of.
The straw that broke the camel's back.
To be fair, I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
I
man.
wanted to get out and start working. Like, and this is something that
and was you into like drum and bass and stuff then? Back then?
Yeah, definitely. But for me, I've always had this thought, like, just from going through it, that I think definitely for some young people, it doesn't work for all of them. Some of them love education and love the actual academic
we can talk about this
life.
after. I've got big things about that.
But, like, for me personally, I feel there should be an option around, like, 14, 15 that,
to opt out
to
and
go into an actual, like, career, whether it's grafting in some way. It's all grafting,
honestly,
isn't it? But, like, something that can actually, like, because I would have loved that.
I said this earlier before I came to work to my missus. My youngest lad, Aaron, he is car mad.
Yeah.
Like car mad, doesn't he, Erica? Like, he comes in here and he sees these cars on the wall and stuff like that.
I bet he loves wandering around the garages as well, doesn't he?
Oh, mate. But I mean passion, mate. Yeah. Passion. And I said, I think I'm going to homeschool him a little bit.
You know what he's passionate
older.
about, Aaron? Because he understands it.
Yeah, mate.
And,
he just loves, but I've never seen anything like it. Like, he's so... And
when he looks at...
He'd be better off to come here for the last couple of years.
Like me, when you look at a English literature book, I look at it and I don't understand it.
No,
the words don't mean anything to me. I don't understand it.
I read the pages and I get delusional.
Do you know?
Do
you know? It's been proven that fucking about 10 years ago. There's 7 different types of learners, right? Mm-hmm. It's a fact. You're a hands-on learner. You're a field learner. I'm a whatever. There's different ways. I don't even know. That's how stupid I am. But school only plays to that one type of learner. If you can sit down, school now is about memorizing facts, which, by the way, is fucking redundant now because you've got one of these in your pocket. I could do the hardest trigonometry thing in the world, or you tell me who's the king in whatever year, I could tell you right now, it's redundant, Mrs. Jones. It's the same as...
She really tormented you, didn't she?
Yeah. Did you actually have a Mrs. Jones?
No.
Okay.
It's like asking a fish to climb a tree.
Yeah.
There's that a very famous saying, it will think it's stupid because you're asking it to do something it can't do. Yeah. School is the biggest waste of time ever. What you're talking about, this sort of stuff, I think there should be an option.
There should be an option for, like, okay, cool, well,
it's the
if the academic life isn't working for you, like, whether it's some kind of apprenticeship or something, some way of getting you into the working life.
But it's designed to build workers like you. Yeah. So you do well in your tests, get a good grade. Cool. That means you go to sixth form. That means you get a better grade for this. And some of my most cleverest friends, I've got the worst, most boring jobs now, and they hate it. You know, like
the ones that were doing really
yeah,
well.
man.
Yeah.
Like I used to look at them and go, "How do you know all this stuff about science?" I used to look at them like they were some kind of freak, and it was like,
But then you say that the most wealthiest friends that I know have all come from a background of they have gone and got hands-on in whatever, whether it's from chef to chefing to building, like yeah, you can teach all of this stuff like to there's a certain amount of stuff you can learn in chefing school or whatever, culinary school, whatever they call it. But like until you actually get on the floor and you start doing it, like, you know, some of my favorite foods, because we're back on food again, but like some of my favorite foods, I've gone into places and you can see there's like a little old man or a little old lady out the back, and the family don't even fully know the secrets, and they're like, well, I've been told that I'm not ready yet, I can do it and I think it tastes similar, but they're like, nah, you're not ready yet, because these things take time and they're very hands-on. Like they're very hands-on. Like, you know, I used to love hanging out with my friends that would get something new and then completely take it apart and be like, right,
And then put it back together.
Yeah.
because they understand. They look at that thing and it's their own little equation. Are you leaving us, Erica? Bye bye, everyone.
goodbye, darling.
Bye bye.
We're not boring you, are we?
Absolutely not.
Erica, what do you think so far?
I'm loving it. I'll be back next week.
We might have a live audience next week.
Hey.
Inja, would you come back, by the way? Come back for another one?
Come back for another one.
Sick.
I can't do next week though.
All right, yeah. Every week. But yeah, I think schools are, it's mad.
Yeah.
It's a mad thing. Oh, do you know the biggest thing is I left school thinking I was an idiot. That's a hard thing to swallow for if you're a youngster. Like, you think
I left school knowing I was an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but that's how I felt that as well.
I was like,
knew I wasn't
late
stupid.
20s before I worked out. I actually wanted to fucking late 20s.
What, that you wanted to do well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was capable.
Do you know what? I remember
Straight
once
up, and I'd look, you know,
I had a massive argument with my drama teacher, and he physically stood there and was like, "You will stand here and act and Shakespeare this," and I said, "No, I won't."
just for the
And he
record,
said,
Aaron,
"Why?"
I think you'd been a brilliant Shakespeare.
Fuck off.
Hamlet.
Right. And
see him.
And he said, "Why?" And I said, "Because I don't need this to be a mechanic," and I knew what I wanted to do. And
What amateur dramatics are involved, bruv? Like in your day to day.
Well,
Let's be
mate,
real.
Fucking honestly, I'm not.
A gasket.
You blown your gasket.
An exhaust pipe.
Mrs. Jones, I don't know how to say this. Your exhaust box has gone.
You need a new battery. Anyway, so no, nothing else local. I do feel like we need to touch on a bit of local shit, but
Go
I
on,
don't know nothing.
get the news up.
We did share.
So, look, can I say something? Right.
Go on.
So, Aaron and myself have got a shared notes. I think you can do this on these modern technology phones. You can share notes between each other. So, Aaron started out these notes, like notes for podcast next week. All we've done is insult each other on it. Absolutely no.
What was the first thing you wrote?
I can't say.
That bad, yeah?
Yeah, let's get wet. Yeah. So look, you have to excuse us for the unprepared nature of this podcast, but I think that's the way it's going to be.
My
Unfortunately,
favourite one is the one that I sent you the other day, but I don't think it's overly local. It was about a girl sharing her partner with
her mum and her sister.
Yeah.
Madness.
Excuse me?
Mate, honestly.
Jerry Springer's in the house.
She said. So there's this thing called monogamous or something. What is it where you can
Polyamorous.
Polyamorous, yeah. So she.
I've heard about
her
all of
fella.
this.
Her fella was like it was the thumbnail that got me. It was her smiling at the camera. She's quite attractive, and her mum was also quite attractive. But she's definitely about 40, 40, 50, and the boyfriend was like all over the mum in the background. And the title was sometimes I like to give my mum to my boyfriend. It's mad, and then it like in the article it was like yeah. And when he's done with her, we've got the little sister who get involved as well. The man's even living in the house with 3 of them.
I mean, he's loving life.
Yeah, look,
Let's be real.
How was my description of that picture, by the way?
Really good. Like, wow.
Read it, let's go.
Let's have it.
Oh my
Read it for the people at
gosh,
home.
My mum and I share my husband. It brings us closer together. That's one lucky
only one
husband.
person,
That's one lucky husband. They say there's no bond quite like the mother and a daughter, and this family unit shares everything, including.
That's a double ender,
That
right
is
there,
it, he's double ender and extras, bro. He's got 3 of them to
I think
contend
she
with.
says in
Innit?
there that her mum was a swinger, and she then adopted that lifestyle, and they just started sharing partners.
Oh, her mum corrupted her. Her mum never gave her the opportunity for a choice. That's what that says to me.
Yeah,
Because I feel like
She doesn't know any different.
she doesn't know any different. Like, you got to remember, kids follow that now. Like, with all of this, like, what I've seen from people that I know that are in these sort of types of relationships, because I've met people that are in them, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, cool. How does it go? And
Did you jump in?
nah, I don't want to get involved in
Bro.
anyone's emotional wormhole, man.
That was quite direct.
Well, mate, like,
No, it's fine. But the thing is, I look at it like it's an emotional wormhole, because it's like, mate, like
No one's winning, are they? There,
no
like?
one's winning. What
It's a
I've always
recipe for
seen,
disaster.
what I've always seen is the person that comes up with the idea is generally the one that's the controlling one,
Yeah.
and all of the others are subservient towards them and are always putting them on a pedestal. And actually, over the long run of me seeing the people that are in these relationships, there's only ever one person that's happy, and the other ones are all lying
They're all
to
chasing,
themselves.
they're chasing
Like,
it.
yeah, they're chasing because like
Attention, like
and
No,
it's
I
like,
failed us here because that isn't local. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a laugh there, but
is it local to England?
Last week, right? Last
Yeah.
week, Aaron was like, "Look, we need to." He did this, that's the whole thing again about getting on the news, and he's like, "I came in and he said something like, have you said about that cocaine boat in Cambridge?" And I was like, "What do you mean? There's no water around here." And he's like, "Here's the article. And it's like a cocaine yacht in Cornwall." So
In Cambridge,
yeah.
Cornwall, Cambridge. Supposed to start with C, don't they?
listen, it was on the top of Cambridgeshire Live's fucking website, mate. Like,
Well, that's
you
saying
keep
it.
banging on about I've got this obsession with being wet, but I literally. No, look, let's have a look. Let's see if there's anything else. You can't think of anything on the top of your head, no?
local, like
I think this is now where we need to say to people if they want us to get involved to talk about something,
Yeah.
or maybe next week.
so. Maybe you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube. You might not be from this area. Maybe you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Please jump in the comments if you can. Send us an email. Just carry a pigeon. Whatever you need to do. Get a message to us about potential topics, cool things that people are doing, like charity events or.
Maybe people will want us to get Inja back on, ask some questions.
I do not mind. I'm happy to.
What would you want to know about this man?
What don't you already know? That's the question. That's the question. Like public figures, we're out there, innit? So
Yeah.
it's like, you know.
Who do you think we should have on next?
Anyone, man. Just at this stage in the podcast, I think we're blessed to have someone of this man's caliber on.
Mate, hats off, mate. Thank you
That's
very
not a
much for
problem,
coming in,
man.
mate.
You asked, I came, bro.
Really appreciate it.
Not an issue there. Yeah.
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, from behalf of Aaron and myself, thanks for coming on. I wildly enjoyed that.
That's a good crack.
We took a few funny turns, but I think it'll add a bit of humour.
I knew that would happen. That always happens when Inja comes around mine. We take funny turns, don't we?
Little funny
Went
turn
from-
there, little funny turn there. Get back on the path.
Off we go.
Here we go.
So where can people who want to know more about you and your music, where can they find your stuff?
You can find me all online, from all the streaming apps to Inja Music, Facebook, Insta, Twitter. I don't know what's happened to my TikTok. I've been signed out of it and I can't get back in anymore.
Oh, no.
So I've got to see what I'm not missing much from that.
TikTok's the way forward, man.
No, it is completely, but I don't know what's happened there. But yeah, basically Inja or Inja Music.
Sick.
Go and check out the new album Smile and Wave that's out on Hospital Records.
Bless up.
Wicked.
Thank you for having
Top
me, guys.
man. Cheers.
So that is episode 2. That 87 podcast has been an absolute pleasure.